Hey everybody, Randy Walker here, and I want to talk about the college football playoff. A lot of controversy about, 12 team playoff, 8 team playoff, 4 team playoff, etc. And here's my strategy as an avid college football fan, Georgia Bulldog alum. This is how I think the college football playoff should be handled. Okay, so I think it should be 8 teams. And I want to ask everybody out there, what day do you most associate with college football? What singular date in the calendar where you're like college football? It's January 1st. That's when the 8 team playoff should start. January 1st. Actually, technically, it should be December 31st because you have, in my concoction, you have 4 college football bowl games, which make up the quarterfinal, the 8 team playoff. So, first of all, let's look at how the college football rankings finished just now, 2021. You have Alabama, number one, SEC champion. Wah. Hopefully, I was obviously wanting Georgia. You have Michigan, number two, the Big Ten champions. You have Georgia at number three. You have Cincinnati at number four. Those are the 4 in the playoffs for the 2021 season. So then you go a little farther down. You have Notre Dame at number 5, Ohio State at number 6. Then you have Baylor at number 7. They're the Big 12 champions. And then the other 2 Power 5 champions are Utah out of the Pac-12 and Pittsburgh out of the ACC. Utah ranked 11th and Pittsburgh ranked 12th. So in my opinion, you have to have the Big 5, the Power 5 college football conferences. Those need to be automatic placements into the 8 team college football playoff. That gives relevancy to all of the college football conference championship games and gives all relevancy to the regular season. Who's going to win the SEC East? Who's going to win the SEC West? Who's going to be the 2 division winners out of the Big Ten and Pac-12, etc. So that leaves drama throughout the season. Even if you're kind of a wild card team, which are in a bad division, like potentially the Big Ten West, you have Iowa and Minnesota. They still have a chance to get in the college football playoffs in that last place of the season. So it kind of creates a lot of excitement. So, my plan is that you have the Sugar Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and the Rose Bowl. Those are your 4 quarterfinal games. Those are the 4 most famous bowls, the 4 most traditional bowls, etc. Also, there's a lot of tradition in the fact that you have, the SEC champion always goes to the Sugar Bowl. The Rose Bowl, you have the Pac-12 champion playing against the Big Ten champion. There's some tradition where you have, the ACC championship in the Orange Bowl. You have, Big 12, Old Southwest Conference in the Cotton Bowl. So you can try to have as much tradition with that as you can. But certainly the Orange Bowl and the Rose Bowl have the most tradition as far as conference alignment. So anyway, let's look at a hypothetical draw here. You have the Sugar Bowl, the SEC champions. So you have Alabama. They're number 1 in the country. Put them in the Sugar Bowl. Most people, I can remember as a Georgia fan, Larry Munson, the famous Georgia radio commentator, when Georgia beat Auburn one year and clinched the berth in the Sugar Bowl, he said, "The sugar is falling from the sky." So everybody in the Southeastern Conference associates the conference winner to go to the Sugar Bowl. So let's make that automatic, okay? So Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, okay? Who's the number 2 seed in the playoffs here in 2021? It's Michigan. So Michigan won the Big Ten. They're in the Rose Bowl, as they should be. So you have Alabama, Michigan on opposite sides of the draw. Okay, the number 3 seed is Georgia. Okay, so let's put Georgia in the Orange Bowl. And then the number 4 seed is Cincinnati. Let's put them in the Cotton Bowl. So here's your draw. You got number 1 seed, number 2 seed, number 3 seed Georgia, number 4 seed Cincinnati. So they're all spaced out here, okay? Now, where do you put the other teams, okay? So the number 5 seed is Notre Dame. The number 5 ranked team is Notre Dame. So logically, you should put them, either against number 4 or number 3. So let's just hypothetically, let's put them in to play against Georgia in the Orange Bowl. So Georgia, number 3, against Notre Dame, number 5, and then you have Baylor at number 7. They're an automatic qualifier because they won the Big 12 conference. Let's put them in the Cotton Bowl, for a little bit geographic reasons, etc. There's not really a big difference between Notre Dame and Baylor, So let's put Baylor against Cincinnati in the Cotton Bowl. Okay, Georgia and Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. Now you have these other 2 conference champions, which are a little weaker. You have Utah at number 11, and you have Pittsburgh at number 12, but they're conference champions, which is a big criteria, etc. So Utah as the Pac-12 champ, let's put them in the Rose Bowl against Michigan. So you have that traditional Rose Bowl Pac-12, against Big Ten. So Utah, Michigan in the Rose Bowl. Pittsburgh as the ACC champ. They only lost 2 games this year, so they're not a terrible team. And let's put them against Alabama since they're the lowest ranked player. Let's put them against the number 1 team. So the only thing that's a little tricky is you have Ohio State number 6, not getting in the playoff, but they didn't win the conference, they didn't win their division, so they're the best player, the best team that's left out. So here you got Alabama and Pittsburgh in the Sugar Bowl. You got Baylor and Cincinnati in the Cotton Bowl. The winners of those play each other. Georgia and Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. Utah and Michigan in the Rose Bowl. January 1st, when everybody is paying attention to college football, everybody is on their sofa, hungover from the night before. They're watching college football, kicking off the new year right, etc. So can't fit those 4 games in the television window. So let's put the Cotton Bowl at 1 o'clock. That's kind of the traditional time when the Cotton Bowl was played is, early in the day. So Cotton Bowl at 1 o'clock. Then the anchor is the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl at 5 o'clock on New Year's Day. They're not moving from that position. Let's make that game count for a playoff. This year, it's Oregon against Ohio State. It's basically a glorified exhibition game. The Rose Bowl should count. The Rose Bowl every year should count for the college football playoff. So let's have it here. Utah and Michigan, 5 o'clock, New Year's Day. Now, traditionally, on New Year's Day night, you would have in the good old days, you'd have the Orange Bowl and the Sugar Bowl being played at the same time. Obviously, you can't do that now. So alternate. So let's have the Orange Bowl played on January 1st at night, 7:30, 8 o'clock, or 8:30 on New Year's Day night. And then what you have is the other game, Sugar Bowl. You play that on New Year's Eve at 7:30, which is when the Orange Bowl is being played this year. So you have the Sugar Bowl being played New Year's Eve, and the Orange Bowl played New Year's Day night. And you can alternate those on every year. So then, some years the Sugar Bowl is on New Year's Day, some years it's on New Year's Eve, etc. So, okay, the winners of these games will then advance to the semifinals. So what game should that be? The semifinals. How about have that be the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl, which are the New Year's Six bowls, part of the New Year's Six bowls, but they don't really have as much tradition as the 4 traditional bowls. So have those sites and those bowls be the sites of the semifinals. So you could have Alabama play Cincinnati and have that be in the Peach Bowl. You want to maybe perhaps have it be geographically desirable. So if there's a southeastern team, eastern team, put them in the Peach Bowl. If there's a Pac-12 or Big 12 team, put them in the Fiesta Bowl. So that can be a little bit flexible there. So then you'd have Georgia potentially playing Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl and have Alabama and Cincinnati being played in the Peach Bowl. So when would you hold that game? So I just put in here January 15th. That's around Martin Luther King Day. So why not have the semifinals, the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl, being played on Martin Luther King Day? TV networks have to kind of balance the NFL playoffs and all that kind of stuff, but there's no football on Martin Luther King Day on that Monday, so why not have the semifinals, the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl being played on that day? And then, you have the Natty, the National Championship game. Could be Indianapolis or whatever, just branded college football playoff game, National Championship game. I just wrote in here 1:30, so that's, 2 weeks in between, games there and so forth. That might coincide with around when the NFC and AFC championship games are being played in the NFL, which are both played on Sunday. So play the Natty on that Saturday, or potentially have that be on the idle weekend before the Super Bowl. Nowadays, you have a week off before the Super Bowl between the championship games. So you have one weekend where there's no football except for the Pro Bowl. But why not you play the national championship game on that day? And it absolutely should be held on a Saturday, which is, traditionally college football day, etc. And Monday night, sure, that's good for TV, but for fans, that's just tricky. They're going to have to miss 2 days of work, etc. So anyway, that's the common sense college football playoff, 18 playoff, bowl structure, TV structure, presented by me, Randy Walker. Take it to the bank, College Football Committee.